Hey, welcome back. Woodward Sports Network, woodwardsports.com. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, Tom Mazway. The great Rob Parker is with us of Fox Sports 1, Fox Sports Radio, KNBC you later. Rob, come on.
Come on, Rob.
Come on, Braylon.
Come on. I wish I had my voice. I've been enjoying Las Vegas too much, so I'm struggling a little bit.
Don't push it, Rob. Don't push it.
Rob, talk to me about Vegas, because the more I hear about the Super Bowl in Vegas, I hear it's kind of a little bit of a disaster. What say you?
I mean, it is. Vegas is already a tough place to maneuver. A lot of people come. Then you throw the football aspect and the Super Bowl, so it's definitely not easy. But I'm trying to maneuver around it and have some fun.
Rob, you legit.
I wouldn't call it a disaster. I don't know who you've been.
Yeah, disaster's a strong word. Disaster's a strong word. That's my word. That was my word. That was my word.
Overcrowded, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. I understand as far as being tough to maneuver. But I've been having a good time. The parties have been great. I went to Shannon Sharp's party the other night. It was great ambiance. 8 listers. I went to Colin Cowherd's party. That was great. Great food. Last night, Sean King, former NFL quarterback. I was at his
Tampa Bay Buccaneers
spot. So, yeah. So I've been enjoying it. I've really been enjoying it.
Yeah, Sean King was 1 year removed when they went to the Super Bowl that following year. Talk about Uncle Shay Shay's party, man. He's a fascinating human being right now, the things he's doing ESPN. But these interviews, Monique recently, Cat Williams to start the year. How was the party? What was it like? Set the scene.
Yeah, I mean, it was great. It was in this restaurant. Can't remember the name of it. That's how good it was. But anyway.
You're eating good. You're just eating.
Yeah, I'm just eating and drinking. But yeah, it was just a lot of people. I mean, Marcus Allen was even there at the party, and some NFL greats, and Shannon's doing great. Obviously, I work with him, on Undisputed. That show has changed and whatnot, but Shannon is always going to be good. I think, working on that show, he became really the first athlete to kind of break through to be in that chair, debating every day and not just debating football. And so he has such a following, and people are into Shannon and what he has to say. So I'm not surprised at his success. As a journalist, and Ryan can understand what I'm saying, it's one thing, Braylon, to interview people and let them talk, but you got to have some pushback. You can't just let people say whatever they want without challenging them. And that's always my argument when athletes want to be in this spot. It's not that you can't be, but you can't just let people say whatever they want.
100%. I agree with you. Shannon holds everybody accountable, and you watch the show, you see Shannon set the tone. Like, no, you come on here, you got to give me a why, you got to give me a reason. You can't just say certain things if I disagree. So I agree with you on that 100%. The vibe I'm asking, the Chiefs, the 49ers, here they are, the second time in 4 years, I believe, blah, blah, blah. Is the excitement a lot? What's the excitement for this game in particular? Not Justin Timberlake, excuse me. Usher's not doing the halftime. There's been word that Justin Bieber might be joining that. What is the overall excitement for this Super Bowl, this halftime show, and Brock Purdy versus Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah, I mean, in listening to people, and we've been doing our show from Radio Row, there's a lot of people who are hooked on the Mr. Irrelevant. I want to see him win the Super Bowl, that whole Brock Purdy story, which I think is kind of a false narrative for people, because I just, when I think about, I get that he was the last pick in the draft, but Kurt Warner wasn't even drafted, and he won a Super Bowl. Why is people, and an MVP and a Super Bowl MVP? Yeah. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, let's not make it like somebody came out of nowhere, and became a Super Bowl champ and did things. Kurt Warner did all that. So whenever I hear that, and nobody really questioned him at that time because it was an eye test. The guy threw 41 touchdowns his rookie year. Ain't nobody questioned whether or not he was a good quarterback or a great quarterback like they do with Brock Purdy, because I think the jury's still out. If he bombs and has a bad game like he had against the Ravens,
they may draft the
quarterback. 3 or 4 picks. Yeah, people are going to be like, but he can't do it. I mean, that's really where his career holds. And if he's able to win, then it changes the narrative.
Hey, Rob, I think the Chiefs have the better quarterback, the better coach, and the better defense. How are they the underdog in this game?
Well, remember, when it's the underdog, that's Vegas. Vegas just comes up with a number to be able to get people to bet on both sides. Vegas isn't picking the Chiefs. Picking the 49ers to win. Vegas is picking the 49ers to be the favorite so that they win, so that 50% of the money is bet on the 49ers and 50% of the money is bet on Kansas City, and they win big. They don't want it to be lopsided. That's when they get killed. So I think when people always say, oh, how are they the favorites? It has nothing to do with the score of the game or who's going to win. It's about Vegas winning. And I'll say this. This is not the same Chiefs team that won. I don't think their offense is as great.
It's not.
The defense is definitely better. And I'll give you a hot take that we had on the Odd Couple with Chris Broussard the other day. When you're talking about Super Bowls, I would take Eli Manning over Patrick Mahomes any day in the Super Bowl.
Wow. Well, I'm not going to argue with you because I'm an Eli guy, but that's another topic, man. But
right.
Rob, I want to talk.
Braylon.
Hey,
Braylon, listen to what I'm saying.
It's Maz.
Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl, 5 touchdowns, 4 picks, quarterback rating 79.
Yep.
Sports Illustrated just put out
Agreed.
the top 25 performances of quarterbacks in the Super Bowl, okay? You got me? Top 25.
Listen.
Patrick Mahomes was not in one of those top 25. Not one.
100%. Meanwhile, Eli was in there probably top 5 and top 10.
Exactly. Eli has 2 signature throws. And people say, the David Tyree throw was lucky. That's lucky. That wasn't to win the game.
Listen,
he still got
you don't have to
got Blackshaw to win the game.
You don't have to convince me because I lived in New York at the time, played for the Jets the whole 9 yards. That throw that he threw to Mario Manningham is one of the top 3 prettiest passes I have ever seen. There was nowhere to put that pass. Mario had nowhere to put his feet except barely in bounds, and that throw barely in his hand. That's one like that and that Santonio Holmes and Ben Roethlisberger. Those throws, the elite of the elite. So you don't have to convince me on Eli Manning. I stand down.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people don't want to respect Eli Manning. I know he wouldn't have a great regular season, but during the Super Bowls and big moments, and the other thing too is Eli beat Tom Brady twice, and he beat the 18-0 Patriots. There's no way he doesn't belong in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
he'll get there next year. It's his first opportunity next year. I'm going to talk about Antonio Gates in a minute, but I want to talk about the Lions, Rob. You weren't here this year to enjoy the Lions renaissance. What's your take on Dan Campbell now? I know you weren't a big fan of his back in the day.
Choke job. One of the worst coaching jobs I ever saw.
Oh, God.
And you know what? People can make excuses for Dan Campbell, and 30 years from now when the Lions aren't in the Super Bowl again, they'll remember that.
Oh.
There's no way you can allow your team to be outscored 27-0, not put any points on the board, all that other stuff that people are making excuses. He cost them the Super Bowl. I don't care what anybody says. If you put the kicker out there and he misses it, shame on the kicker. But that what he did was ego getting in the way. And everybody says, oh, he did that all year. That was what he did. No, he didn't. At the end of the first half, what did he do? He took the field goal, did he not?
He didn't want
because that was the right call.
But it worked.
He didn't want to. He called the timeout.
But it worked.
And he was thinking about it. But it was a 30-yard field goal, Rob, not a 48-yard field goal.
It's also only a 3-yard.
Dude, a 48-yard field goal. You
not
can't
to this guy.
Be outscored 27-0 in the second half. Stop it.
Hey, Rob, I was in San Francisco, and I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you. The first
you guys should get a room together.
I'm just saying, the first 4th down, there's a rationale for it. I disagree with the rationale, but there's a rationale for it. The second time, with under 7 minutes to go, down by 3 points.
Right.
Down by 3 points, when you got to figure you're only getting one more possession in that football game, maybe that was a choke. They choked.
No.
It was a choke job. That the Lions up 24/7. Most Detroiters were on the phone booking their tickets online,
we should have been
calling the airlines, thinking they're going to the Super Bowl. And if you think that it's just next year you're going to go, ask the Lions in '92 when they went to the NFC Championship game, and it was 30 years later. It doesn't happen like that. That's a blown opportunity.
This is a different regime, Rob. This ain't that old regime anymore. This is a different team. This is a team that's on the rise, that has 4 picks in the top 30, not top 30, in the first 4 rounds. This team ain't going anywhere but up.
Okay, Maz, let me ask you.
Go ahead.
Dan Marino's on line 1.
Yeah.
He went to the Super Bowl his second year. Ask him when he went back.
I know, but
Aaron
they
Rodgers
suck.
won
They
in
didn't put anything
2010.
around them.
Ask him when he went back to the Super Bowl. Stop it. It ain't that easy. It ain't that easy.
Okay, that's fine. You want to be that way. It's so quiet in Detroit. Go
I'm
ahead,
just-
fill in your blank. It's so quiet in Detroit. Go ahead.
That's right. You can hear a mouse. You can hear a mouse urinate on an old Motown 45 that was dropped on the ground.
You SOB, you.
Hey, Rob, let me ask you.
I'm done with him. Go ahead, guys. He ruined my mood.
Maz is sitting here. I got
3 questions.
I had 3 questions.
that
He
he's
pissed
looking
me
at
off.
us.
I'm not even going to eat a Sabrett right now.
Rob, let me ask you about when you were here in Detroit. One of the best organizations in sports, not only in the NBA but in sports, was the Detroit Pistons. Now I think they're one of the worst organizations in sports. What do you make of what we've been through in Detroit with Tom Gores as the owner of this franchise?
Embarrassing. And Monty Williams should be fired. I mean, are you kidding? If you're just looking at it from the money standpoint, what are they going to do? Disassemble the whole team and bring Monty? There's no way that team should be that bad with Monty Williams. Something is very wrong there. That they could be that bad. And when they had that losing streak, it was embarrassing. Every night they were losing by 30. That was unheard of. And if it wasn't for his contract, everybody knows he would have been fired. And that was the only reason that they kept him. And it's a mistake. Look at what the Raiders did with Josh McDaniels. They fired an NFL coach with 4 years of guaranteed money on his contract. You know why? Because they knew he was the wrong guy and it wasn't going to work. I'm serious. Monty Williams didn't come to Detroit with a championship with Phoenix. I don't even know how they signed him to that contract. It didn't even make any sense.
Yeah, 100%. Monty Williams. I mean, they won 2 games in a row, so maybe they about to turn the corner. No, I'm joking. I don't want to get you fueled up. I actually 100% agree with you. Troy Weaver, Tom Gores, and Monty Williams together, they just aren't it. One quick question, Rob, and I know you've been with us, so we kick it. I don't want to waste too much of your time. Do you remember playing in the celebrity game in 2010? I was trying to set the scene for the fellas, man. I want to know if you have any recollection of what happened in 2010, my brother.
Oh yeah, of course. I was carried off on a stretcher after. I think I was blocked at the basket or something. Got knocked over. Braylon came and somebody else. I know Braylon was manning the stretcher. They took me off the court. You know what I mean? It was not a good night. It was not a good day. I didn't get any baskets, and I got slightly injured, but not hurt.
Hey, Rob, well, you know what? Somebody sent me the video not too long ago, and that's why I was glad we had you on the show.
Send it to me.
I think we're going to send it to you also. We're going to let that play right now as we talk to you.
Hold on. Let's see this. Hold on.
Game,
wait a minute.
2010, little pass out. Brent Petway, University of Michigan.
Get Rob.
Brent so much fun. While they was in the game, Petway, Jason Richardson to the right. Jimmy King played. That's Hayes. That's like our nice time.
Oh,
Steve
my
Bressman
God.
was in the game. It was a fun game.
Brett Petway.
Right. I need that video, Brady.
I'm gonna send it to you right now. I'm sending it to you right now. There's an instant replay.
Hey, Rob, before you go, MLBBro.com. You know you're my baseball guru. What's your take on what the Dodgers have done to my beloved sport, and where you got the Tigers this year?
Well, the Dodgers have become the evil empire, obviously, when you spend $1.4 billion on 2 players. and now the pressure is to win. The Dodgers have won 100 games or more the last couple of years and couldn't get out of the first round. So we'll see. And obviously, Ohtani's not pitching this year. I'm not mad at him. You know, if you want to win and you got the money and you want to put it in, why not? The Tigers, I know, another year of getting better, rebuilding. I think they're just middle of the pack in the AL Central. But hopefully they'll just be good enough to make you want to go out to the ballpark and enjoy it. I still love going to Comerica Park whenever I'm in town. And so I'm not totally down on the Tigers.
We missed you. Come and visit us.
They signed Jack Flaherty, who I like.
I know. That's a good signing from the Orioles. And great pitching coach here that will get him straight as well. Thanks for coming on with us, Rob.
All right, guys. I appreciate it.
Rob,
Stay well.
We love you here in Detroit. So happy for your success out there in L.A. too,
yes,
man.
Sir.
So happy for
and
your
also,
success.
thanks for inviting me on the show. I appreciate coming on there, man. Football season time.
Oh, yeah. Anytime we can do that. And of course, to all you guys, NB, see you later.
We'll see you, buddy.
I love it. Now, over there at KNBC now. How about that?